Hi, friends. It's me, good old host Eric. And tonight, I'm hosting a cozy fireside chat. So, why don't you make yourself a nice warm cup of coffee with plenty of non-dairy creamer and join me in my mission to attain maximal coziness. Yes, maximal coziness. A goal we can all get behind. Okay. That's it. That's the end of the coffee creamer. So, anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, yes. Chatting here by the fireside. Today, we're going to talk about whimsy. Ah, that's good whimsy. Cool. Excited to hear what you think. Anyway, my Rachel Lapalosa is taking a couple of Tylenol PMs right now. She, if you don't know, if you haven't heard, she's my interpersonal fireside chat, you might call her. My own personal fireside chat. But this fireside chat isn't just for me. It's not just for you. It's not just for Rachel. This is a fireside chat for everybody. So, if you haven't done so yet, please light something on fire. Make yourself a delicious warm beverage and settle in for some cozy chatting time. Now, I've eaten dinner. That was good. I had a Jersey Mike sandwich. I got some non-alcoholic beer. You could use a blanket. You know what you could use, in my opinion? You could use a hearty dish comprised of pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket are among the most cozy of breakfast foods. I think it's been well established throughout the year. Now, fireside chat time. Noah, what does it feel like when you feel things? That's the question today. That's what makes it a fireside chat. What does it feel like when you feel things? We're discussing our feelings today, here by the fire. Where's the fire? What makes it a fireside chat? I'll show you. I'll show you the fire. If you're asking the question, is this burning an eternal flame? The answer is yes, it is. Absolutely. Okay, so listen, Noah, I want you to spend a little time right now feeling how it feels. And then when you're done feeling how it feels, I want you to tell us, how did it feel to feel how it feels? Really feel it. How did it feel? Tell us. First, spend a little time feeling how it feels, though. You know. Now there's the fire part of the Fireside chat. If you were wondering where the fire part was, there it is. It's on fire, like Noah's mom. Ooh, burn. You better get the aloe, Noah. You better get the aloe. If you don't get the aloe, no one will, no one will. So what am I talking about tonight in this live stream? I just live streamed for 3 hours, like an hour and a half ago. I'm not sure. Hilarious, Noah. Hilarious. That's some good, excellent hilarity there. I hope it's not true. But even if it was true, if you're like 25, still hilarious. Okay, because it was 20 years ago, you know? Okay, so thank you for confirming that. No, I appreciate it. So what I'm doing now is I'm preparing us all an opportunity to really let go of our burdens and just be one with ourselves and reality together, okay? I want everybody here to just let go and become one with the whimsy. How do we do that? By fireside chatting, that's how. I'll provide the fireside and some of the chat. You provide the other part of the chat, okay? I'll tell you what, I'll provide the fire, you provide the side, and then I'll provide the chat. And you provide some chat too, though. If you can't bring any chat, bring a little sliced pineapple. It'll be fine. I love pineapple. It's delicious. There's a flavor of, it's like an island jewel. I'm going to put a little concentrate on top of this one. Yes, I am. You might say, Eric, why are you live streaming again? Don't you ever get tired of this? You know, it's a tough question to answer. Obviously, it's what I felt like doing right now. That's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it, you know? If I didn't feel like doing it, I wouldn't do it. That's why I'm live streaming. But there's no reason to live stream again. You don't have anything else to say. I don't care. I got more things to say. Thanks, Winston's mom. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I never get tired of it either. And that's not true. I do get tired of it sometimes, but I'm not tired of it right now. Is the main thing here. Is what I guess I'm getting at. It's not that I get tired of it. I just get tired sometimes. In which case, I am tired, you know. That happens. I do get tired sometimes. I never really get tired of doing this per se. It's like the easiest, most natural thing in my life that I do is this. Ominous wind is blowing out. Oh, I thought I had the wind setting to reassuring. I thought I had chosen only reassuring winds. Hambone, don't you, here we go again, me. Okay? Don't you, here we are again, me. This is more fun than anything else I'm doing. Do I get tired of being tired when I am tired? I do get tired of being tired. When I'm tired, I'm already tired of being tired. Okay? Now, listen. This, though, I want to stress. It's important that we remember this. This particular live stream is supposed to be a little bit more low-key, a little bit more cozy, okay? Because it's nighttime now. It's cold outside. I cranked up the heater 2 more degrees than normal, all the way up to 73. And I want us just to all just have a nice fireside chat. That's it. Just a nice, calming fireside chat. No fighting, no bickering. We're a happy family tonight, okay? We're not going to be yelling at each other. We're not gonna, hopefully we won't have, Pontus and Keter Pentici, so to speak. Hopefully they won't come and start throwing things at each other again. But with Noah McFarlane's ominous wind, they might. Regardless, the point is, your name is Yufuk? Really? Is your name really Yufuk? Oh, you retracted it. Too late. I saw your true name. It's Yufuk. Yeah. I think my cat can be the ring bearer. I'm pretty sure. If she's willing to take on the responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility for a little cat, She might not want the job. No, you're a perfect bridesmaid for Rachel Winston's mom. You're perfect. The frog will do the thing with the book. That's possible. You mean read the scripture part? It'll be like I'm sure Winston's mom's husband is a wonderful guy. I have no problem meeting Winston's mom's husband. Affording him due respect as Winston's mom's husband, that's fine. I get he gets automatic status as Winston's mom's husband. That's his name, actually. That's his Christian name, Winston's mom's husband. His parents named him that for some reason. I am a streamaholic. You know what else I am a holic about? I'm a non-alcoholic-aholic. I went and got 2 more 6-packs of non-alcoholic beer today. And I found a new brand of non-alcoholic beer that I have not tried before, and I want to try it. And I'm pretty excited about that. If I drank as much beer as I drink non-alcoholic beer, I'd have a drinking problem, which I find funny. It's like I definitely would have a drinking problem if I drank that much non-alcohol. If as much non-alcoholic beer as I drink were alcoholic beer. The first one of these Klaus Hollers I cracked open inside when I was eating dinner, it just was like, boom, gone. Just pounded that shit. Just like no tomorrow. I don't pound any other kind of drink like that, really. That's not a eulogy test. That would be an interesting test. I believe you mean a genealogy test. A lot. Drunk man can drink drunk, and I can tell you they can drink a lot of it. Hey, Eric, do you think I can become a successful musician starting at 25? How old are you now? If the answer is 5 years old, then yes. In the next 20 years, I think you can do it. Thank you, Noah McFarlane. We appreciate your restraint. Oh, I see. Starting at 25. Yes, no problem. If you were saying you were going to be successful by the time you were 25, I was going to say that might be pushing it. Yes, sure. You can become a successful musician right now. No problem. I hereby bless you as Worthy of success. With both hands. No, I thought he was asking if he could become a successful musician by the time he was 25. I was thinking, that's probably a little early to think you're going to succeed by. But if you're saying now that you are 25 and can you become a professional musician hereafter, yes. I give you both hands, okay? Both hands worth of worthiness. You are worthy. How many hyphens will you need once you're successful, Fancy Deluxe? As many as you want. Here, jazz hands. Feel that jazz. Shabba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-ba, jazz. Shabba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-ba, jazz. You feel that jazz? There's a lot of jazz in those hands. Eric, do you think I can be an actor on my favorite show? It ended a year ago. The answer is no. But I do think you can master the art of jazz hands if you try, Noah McFarlane. And that's probably a lot more important than what you want to do in life. A lot more important. Bob Fosse. Who's Bob Fosse? The name sounds so familiar, but I don't know who it is. I've been practicing jazz hands since the day I was born. I used to play jazz hands inside my mom's uterus when she was pregnant with me. She used to be like, "Quit that fucking jazz hands out, motherfucker. You're tickling my innards." I'd say, "Don't be raining on my jazz hands parade, Mom." And she'd say, "Okay," and that's where we reached agreement. Bob Fosse is part of Chicago. Oh. Hey, Gigi. Look, it's Gigi. It's Gigi, the Gigi, Gigi, a Gigi, a Gigi, a Gigi. It is. It is he. It is Gigi Gigi. If you want to know the way to be, you've got to have a fireside chat. If you like to be a friend of me, you've got to have a fireside chat. Did Bob Fosse invent jazz hands? Can he lay claim to inventing jazz hands? If he can, then he is truly one of history's great heroes. I was thinking FDR when I decided to name this fireside chat Winston's Mom. I was thinking I wanted an FDR style fireside chat. I want America to go back to the time of fireside chats, where we talk with each other like adults by the fire. Hopefully the fire contains a Yule log plus what movie? Yeah, I'm going to end the Depression. I'm going to win World War II and chat pleasantly with you by the fireside, my fellow Americans, look at me. I'm sitting here by this pleasant fire. Sure is pleasant. Just like America. There. Now, doesn't that feel better? It does, doesn't it? Oh, that's a thorny question, Noah McFarlane. That's a thorny one. He had some tough decisions to make, I guess. Being born C-section, I believe, makes it possible for you to kill which Shakespearean character gets to be killed? Richard III, is it? Or the fourth? You get to kill one of the Richards, I believe, because you were born C-section. Winston's Mom, which one of the Shakespearean characters could only be killed by someone who wasn't born of woman? I bet you Winston's Mom knows the answer to this. If not, does anybody else know the answer to this? I could Google it, I know. Let me see. Which of Shakespeare's characters could only be killed by a man not born of woman? They also had to move a forest around. Which of Shakespeare's characters could only be killed by a man not born of woman? Although Macbeth believes that he cannot be killed by any man born of a woman, he soon learns that Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. We mean that Macduff was born by C-section, and Macduff kills Macbeth. It's Macbeth. It's Macbeth. It was Macbeth the whole time. It was Macbeth. Macbeth could only be killed by somebody who was born by C-section. So, Noah McFarlane, congratulations. You can kill Macbeth. You're the one. If we needed to kill Macbeth, we should all nominate Noah McFarlane. He's probably the only one in here who could do that. I couldn't. I came out of my mom's badge like a normal human being. Not a freak like Noah, right? You don't become the king? Macduff doesn't become the king? What happens? What happens to Macduff? Does he open a brewery in The Simpsons? I want to know what happens to Macduff. I want to know what happens. Does he becomes Macbeth's? He is the director of Macbeth's snuff film. Malcolm becomes king. Macduff just chills. Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with being the guy who just chills? Noah McFarlane, or do you need to become king too? The power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth. He sure was foolish to believe that prophecy protected him. If I heard that prophecy, I would immediately start looking for loopholes. I wouldn't be going like, well, like most prophecies, it obviously means exactly what it sounds like it means because, that's how prophecy works. No, I'd be looking for loopholes right away. I'd be saying, okay, let's see who's going to kill me. It's going to be a C-section, baby. I bet you you're going to pull some sort of C-section baby bullshit on me here. Just like you tried to pull with that pound of flesh thing in Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare. That's bullshit, okay? That's bullshit. You can have a pound of flesh, but you can't have any blood. Come on now. I mean, obviously, you're not fooling anybody with that logic, okay? That's terrible logic. That's terrible reasoning. Give Shylock his pound of flesh, for God's sake, and let him take the blood that's required to take with it. I mean, you can't get a pound of flesh that has no blood in it, obviously. Ay. I tell you. Cauldron, lots of soil, something, bubble and boil. I don't know. Some sort of earthworm thing. Look. You don't need an oracle to know better than to get up into Macduff's business. That guy's shady. So, anyway, it's a cruel summer. Just like Bananarama always said. A lot of people said that Bananarama didn't necessarily always speak the truth. Those people were lying. Bananarama is the purveyor of truth. If I were any Shakespearean character, which would I be? One of them that doesn't die. I wouldn't pick any of them that die in the end of the play. There's no point in picking one of them. That's just Cruel Summer is a Bananarama song, Winston's mom. It was in Karate Kid. I could be Puck but taller. I think I'm more like let's see. I think I'm kind of like Kate from Taming of the Shrew. Falstaff. Falstaff sounds like a bad excuse for adultery. But you like my joke? Falstaff, bad excuse for adultery. Ha cha 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 cha. I am the merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile. When a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of a filly foal. Shakespeare really does write well, doesn't he? Isn't that lovely? Isn't it lovely to read out loud? It really is. He's got a great turn of phrase, great mouth feel. You know, Shakespeare has a good mouth feel when you're talking about how many buckets of poo you want to keep in your closet. The answer is 4. Henry V? I don't know about Henry V. I don't want to be Richard III. He was deformed. Let's see. What did Richard II do? I don't know. I don't know much about his histories. You know, Shakespeare's histories are a little dense, a little thick, a little heavy, a little boring, you might say. I like his writing style, but you know. Tolkien found the C-section thing unsatisfying. Really? Funny, interesting. I find it unsatisfying too. I also find the pound of flesh, no blood thing unsatisfying. Like, that's still bullshit. No, that's still bullshit. You're not fooling anybody with that shit. Right? Am I right? Can I get a what? Can I get a what on behalf of Shylock, please? Who deserves his pound of flesh and the blood that comes with it? If they prick us, do we not breed? I had a college professor say that in class by accident. Didn't know he had said it. Everybody in the class started laughing. You know, the line in Merchant of Venice is, you know, are we not men? Yada yada yada. If they prick us, do we not bleed? Well, the professor read it as, if they prick us, do we not breed? And clear as day said that, you know, but sort of didn't know. Yeah, I live in Los Angeles. What do you mean you're trying to get Akinator to guess me? What does that mean? What was I talking about a second ago before I got distracted by Octavio Silva's indecipherable question? Something important. Oh, yeah. So anyway, that teacher at the school said, "They do we not breed?" And everybody in class laughed and laughed, you know, right? Yeah. And then the teacher's like, what? I don't understand. It finally was just like, what? Because everybody just kept laughing, and someone said, and somebody said, well, you said if we, because we were not freed. And he thought it was funny at that point, too. Let's see. The ring first appears early on in BC. That's before Christ. Akinator is a game with a huge database for tries to guess who you're thinking of by asking questions. You can't come in your head in 7th grade. That's funny. And I'm sure the class laughed about that. Yes, you can. Oh. You know, the funny thing about like Shakespeare and some of the stuff we're talking about, you can imagine like YouTube algorithm going, oh, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. And we're just talking about Shakespeare, right? It just goes to show you how tricky it is. If you were YouTube, how tricky it would be. Anywho, well, you're welcome to try. Why don't you see if it can guess me? You think about me and see if it can guess that I'm who you're thinking of. That would be. Oh, that's what you're probably trying to do, huh? Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Right. It's never gonna guess me. That's crazy. Neopets. Are they new pets? Different than the old? I never played Neopets. I never did. A game from the early aughts. If you were to read that sentence out loud, you should read it as a game from the early aughts. I just heard a strange noise outside. I think I should investigate. What do you guys think? Should I investigate? I didn't hear a no, so I'm going to assume that's a yes, you should investigate, Eric. All right, let's investigate. First, look what I discovered, a clue. It's my 6-pack of non-alcoholic beer, and one of them is missing because I drank it. That's a clue for something. Now, next, pia the pia. Don't worry, everyone. I'll pia the pia. Pia the pia. Pia the pia. Then you can see outside the meow. Meow, meow, meow. Now let's turn on these. That'll show them. That'll show the crooks, whoever they are. Now, open the meow. And let's go out meow. Ahoy there, author of suspicious noise. Ahoy. I want to show you guys something. Now, a lot of you all are like me, too. You know, I'm the same way. A little bit skeptical about all this planetary junk, right? About all this astrology stuff. But I want to show you something that nobody can deny is truly, truly, truly astrological. I want you to look up there. Wait, hold on a second. Just hold your horses for 1 second, please. Are you still holding them? Let me turn this light off. Hold on. Yes, I'm having some problems. That's not unusual. You're right. It's very common for me to have problems. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to accuse me of being a problem haver? Don't call me a problem haver. That's not fair. Just because I constantly have problems doesn't mean I'm a problem haver. Nuh-uh. No, it doesn't. Nuh-uh. No, it doesn't. It does not mean that. No, it doesn't. Nuh-uh. Okay, here we go. I want to show you a little something that I like to call Venus. You see that little dot right there, that little white dot? That's Venus. It's like the only star I can see. LA's got so much light pollution, you know? And it's so bright. I've never seen anything so bright before in the sky. It's like for the last, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, or whatever, Venus has just been booming. It's just been like, bam, I'm Venus. I'm here. I'm bright as hell. Look at me. Just look at me, everybody. I'm Venus. That's what it's been like for, I don't know, like, seems like ever since I met Rachel, Venus has been incredibly bright. What does that tell you? Well, to me, it says, magical love times, magical precious love times. That's what it means. But to you, maybe it means something else. I don't know. Why is Venus so bright? You'll have to ask Venus. I don't remember ever seeing any planet or star that bright before. It's like, Jesus, that's bright. Am I the only one who's seen how bright this Venus is? It's super bright. It's like it's going to come crashing into Earth or something. Seriously, it's like shockingly brighter than anything else. And it's even down lower in the sky where there's more light pollution. It doesn't matter. You can practically make out details of the thing with your naked eye. It's so bright. If you ever asked yourself, how bright is my Venus? The answer tonight is extremely bright. That's how bright your Venus is. I want today to be a day where you live your inner Venus. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight on my Fireside chat. I didn't know it, but I did. Live your inner Venus. If men are like Mars and moon are like Venus, find your inner Venus and your outer Mars inside your outer Venus with an inner Mars. And together, you'll be meanest. That's the goal. You want to be meanest. Meanest is like metrosexual, kind of. Would you say I'm metrosexual? I was having this conversation earlier with Rachel, not about myself, but about Brian Seacrest. That when I think of the word metrosexual, I immediately think of Ryan Seacrest. That's my association. And I was like, well, what do you think metrosexual means exactly? And Rachel said, it's basically heterosexual males care a lot about their grooming. And I always thought it went along with men getting manicures and pedicures. You know, I always thought that was metrosexual mostly. I guess the grooming thing again, like Rachel was saying. But for some reason, I specifically linked it to manicures and pedicures. I'm not sure why. Probably my ex-wife Candace told me that. Am I metrosexual? The answer is absolutely not. I'm not remotely metrosexual. Actually, I really don't care very much about my grooming. I care very little about it. You may have noticed I'm wearing the same sweater I wore last night on the live stream. this morning, and yeah, I've been napping in it and live streaming in it, things like that. Hold on, are you saying it's not Venus? My dad said he thought it was Venus, so I assumed my dad was right. Horse mumbler, that definition is also acceptable for metrosexual. What's in my tank? Little fishes. I got guppies. Hi, right, ruminations. It was I think Venus. It was some planet. I mean, my dad says he thought it was Venus, so I just went with that. I thought my dad would probably be right about that because he's kind of into astronomy. He doesn't like astrology at all, but he likes astronomy. The very best sexual would be supremo sexual. That you only like to have sex with the very best of things. So it's like if you're gonna have sex with chocolate, it's gonna be like fanciest, like Scandinavian chocolate, Astoma mini. I wonder what Astoma mini is. What's hygancryosexual? I want to know what that is. You get supreme prize. Okay. I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on out there, so I don't really know what I was looking at. It's a planet. It's a planet in the sky that I've been noticing every night, right over there, to the west. In the western sky, fairly soon after sunset, and I can see it until, a couple hours, and then it goes away. I see it every night, and it's super bright, and I asked my dad what it was, and he said it was Venus. So and he usually is right about those things, but I didn't really check or anything. But it's the same planet every night. It's the same place. It's the same guy. I can tell it's the same guy. And it seems like it's been there for like last 6 months, like super bright right there every night. I don't know why. I don't remember noticing it really there prior to that. What's a hygrio? It is Venus, says Desert INTJ. Thank you. I called it Venus, so apparently I was correct. Or at least if Desert INTJ is right, then I'm right. Then my dad's right. Wow, that's a weird kind of sexuality. Hygang cryo. I didn't know that existed. Huh. Well, you know what? It kind of reminds me of how my transracialism works. Except it's not every midnight, it's random times, random days, random weeks, Thank you, Octavio Silva. I appreciate you and your appreciation of this community and your participation and set membership therein. I guess is what. How would you say that? I appreciate your being a community member in leap years. No, my race changes more often than every leap year. My race changes pretty frequently. I've been Hawaiian Pacific Islander for a while now. Ever since I visited Hawaii, I caught Hawaiian while I was there as a race. So, aliki laki liki 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 laki lu and all that stuff. Have some poi. You want me to talk to you? I'll talk to you and dance with my hula. These are the waves. This is me walking on the waves. And this is me surfing down. Hula hula hoo. You can see my race as I do the hula dance, obviously. It's legit. You might call me Polynesian, to be fair. Say that my racial ancestry links back to Polynesia, where I used to get into dugout canoes and row between islands. There's one thing I loved to do. It was row between islands. Boy, you get in one of those canoes, you get yourself a paddle, start rowing. It's like, damn, I love this. Hot sun beating down on you, salt water splashing all over you. To be honest, it was a nightmare. I hated it. I'm lying. I hated every minute of it. If I never see another dugout canoe, it'll be too soon. I'm sorry. Just because I'm racially Hawaiian doesn't mean that I necessarily embrace all aspects of Hawaiian culture. I hate poi. I'm not going to lie. I hate it. I hate poi. Have you ever tried it? Have you? Don't lie. You didn't like it either. No, you didn't. If you've been to more than one luau, it's like, how many times? This tells you a little something, maybe, but I cannot count the number of times I've heard the same fucking joke in various luaus in Hawaii, which is always the same jokes. Like, how many of you is this your first time to Hawaii? And then people raise their hands and aloha, welcome, yeah, hi baby. And then after that they go, and how many of you is your second time here? And some people raise their hands and they go, welcome, aloha, wonderful. And then they go, and how many people have been here to Hawaii 3 or more times? And you raise your hand. They go, these we call our rich friends. I've heard this joke. I guess it tells you something, but I don't know how many fucking times I've heard this joke in various luaus in Hawaii. I literally cannot even count. And it's not like my family is filthy rich or anything. We're not. It's just that I am 48 years old, and my dad has always been this creature of habit. He has his vacation destinations. We went to Hawaii pretty much every summer. It's just like, why? I don't know why exactly we didn't go different places, but we always went to Hawaii. So when I hear this joke at a luau, it makes me feel like both like rolling my eyes on multiple levels, and also like I should shame myself for my privilege for rolling my eyes or something. I don't know. It's an ontological, what do you call it? It's a word from Vietnam War. Foobar. it's ontological foobar is what it is. It's a mess. Rolling of the eyes happens at these luaus. This luau that I went to. I went to a luau recently with my beloved Rachel Apalosa, darling of the seven seas, as she's sometimes known. Fortunately, she's become a landlubber again because I get seasick. Anyway, Rachel Apalosa, my darling of the seven seas, and I went to Hawaii recently, and we went to a luau. It was raining. It was raining is what I was trying to get at. It was raining when we went to the luau, and so we had to go to an inside luau. And, my dad was kind of disappointed by that and felt like, God damn it, this isn't what I expected of a luau. And he was, I think, maybe slightly embarrassed because he had made a big fuss about getting there early because we're going to be a line or whatever. And it's like, it was a fairly empty luau, it's like me and Rachel and Delilah and Danny were scrambling because Rachel and I were a little late getting back from town, and my dad called and he was like, "What? You're just leaving the condo now? You're supposed to be here at 5." He like hung up on me. I'm like, "Oh fuck! Come on, Dad, cut me some slack here." And so I drive him up to the stairs. Say, "You guys run up there, go go up there." My dad's mad at me. I gotta go park the car. I'll join you in a second. Fucking run up there. Of course, when I get there, though, of course, he's totally calm and relaxed. And like 2 minutes later, he's like, pretty good. Good enough. I'm just like, if you knew how much fucking mental space trying to get here on time instead of 2 minutes late I have invested into this evening. You have no idea, Father. And then I get yelled at because I'm running a little bit late. I just can't seem to help it. I can't seem to help but be a few minutes late to things. I tell you. So, if you were kind of like slackery by trade, take solace in me. I'm also slackery by trade, kind of. I mean, I haven't always been. I do think it's important for everybody to go through a period of their life where they bust ass, where they work too many hours. I think it's important for everybody to go through a little bit of that time, at least. So you get a feel for what it is you're avoiding. Otherwise, you just, you don't know what it is you're avoiding. Well, yeah. The thing is, he is lenient on lateness within reason, but he's also understandably frustrated with me. He goes out of his way to make sure that I understand that we're going to be there by this time, by blah, 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 blah. And somehow it's like, and I always have an excuse, right? Like on this time, there was an accident on the road coming back from town. I shit you not. There was an accident. Now, it wouldn't have actually made us late, though. It didn't actually make us late because really we got there back in time, but then we had to sit there and smoke some weed, before we left. And Rachel and I got kind of caught up smoking some weed and chatting, and you know how it goes. And all of a sudden we were a little bit late. No twerking? Oh, okay. Twerking is an acceptable way to bust ass, though. ESTPs are smart. ESTPs often do have some compilation theory that they've compiled from various sources. They're not necessarily ultra creative in their ideation on theorizing about stuff, but they can be effective at it insofar as they need to accomplish what they want to do, All right. Well, I think the key thing there, Rachel, on that particular occasion was we stopped downtown to try to get weed. And we didn't. I think that was the night that we talked to that guy on the street, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have weed in like 5 minutes," and then he never got it. That guy we talked to. Remember, hippie guy? Yeah. So that's why we were late, is we were trying to get weed. We were having problems getting weed because the thing is, hard work equals hard twerk. Oh, well, it's good to do work, whatever kind of work it is, whether it's manual labor or whether it's like filing papers or whether it's, like meowing the meow or whatever. It's good to have a period of time in your life when you do that, so you can always at least say to people, if for no other reason than for FE reasons, you can always say, "Look, I did that. I went through that period of my life. I've had enough of that shit." If you can figure out a way to finagle it so you have had enough of that shit works, right? It is important to be able to have certain storylines at your disposal. I can tell of a lot of professional success in my field. I can lay claim to a lot of legitimacy that way. And so people sort of accept that it's at least there's some modicum of fairness that I might be retired or something. I'm not really retired. I'm just chilling at the moment, kind of, you know? I'm taking advantage of an opportunity to chill. I'm living very low expenditure, I should say. I'm not living spendy at all. I'm just like today I didn't even leave the house except to go get dinner and non-alcoholic beer. And that's the full extent of my expenses. Eric, as an EGP, you talk a lot about how you use your FI despite it being polar. It's not as if it's not something completely void from your life, but rather a point of weakness. How do any polar people use any? Make jokes. Occasionally, you'll hear an ISP make a good joke or an ISFP. It's a rarity, and they have a big smile on their face. Um, they really value making a good joke. They also probably enjoy good jokes. That's an example of any working on you. Presumably, they're susceptible to somebody who's throwing a lot of ideas at them. That kind of person can get them, like if they're challenging their creativity, saying, well, you're not creative enough, then they're going to sort of just accept that and internalize it and try to kind of scramble and be lost. Presumably all those things would be correlates for any polar. I don't really know any ISTPs or ISFPs well. I have known some in the past, but not even then, not well. Something about ENTPs and any polar types means that there's a certain distance there. It's not really possible for me to get to know them well. I don't know. There's just implicitly a distance between me as an any dom and the any polar personality type, I think. What if you internalize not being good at anything? That could be fourth slot FE, could be seventh slot FE, could be SE potentially fourth or seventh. Could be either one of those. I think I hear Kitty. I'm super interested in what the elements. We're talking about elements. I'm going to utilize a little element that I call fire. Why? Because I'm going to light this cigarette in a second. I'm going to light this cigarette and I'm going to kind of go over there-ish. My concern is that I might be keeping my precious angel awake with my live streaming. Rachel Lapalosa, this unnecessarily keeps you awake. Please turn it off. I'd hate to think you're sacrificing your wonderful, beloved sleep in order to listen to me. That's Klaus Tollerific. Of course, my darling. I support you doing what you want as well. I know that you and I both napped for quite some time together today. Even though Rachel and I are a continent apart, we nap together. Isn't that nice? It's so nice, thanks to Google Hangouts. It's like I put the camera right here, I put it at my head right here, and she's lying in her phone right there, and we just nap together. Sometimes I forget she's with me, and I remember, and I hear a little wriggling wrinkles, wriggly wrinkle sound, and then you go, oh, what's going on over there? Oh yeah, Rachel's here. How nice. And what's one of the things that ISP and EHP be able to bond over? Where would they connect? Well, they're both likely to want to get loaded. Now, if you will, possibly, if you don't mind, excuse me for a moment, I would like, it's the hour mark, I'd like to go stand over by the door, smoke this cigarette, and I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind terribly, to please chat among yourselves. Oh, silly fish. So many snails in my tank. You got so many snails in your tank. How many snails do you got in your tank? You got so many snails in your tank. That's a lot of snails in your tank. So many snails in your tank. You got so many snails. So many snails in your tank. Now that's a whole lot of snails. That is a whole lot of snails. Few would dispute that. Perhaps the anti-snail lobby would dispute it, but you can't trust them. Everybody knows that. They hate snails. That's why you can't trust them. I hope everybody remembers the rule I articulated earlier, just to make sure we don't have a repeat of earlier. Nobody is allowed to eschew anything, okay? So please, I don't want anybody eschewing anything. Winston's mom ran afoul of this rule earlier when I believe she had somebody eschewing something, and I don't even want to go back over it, but eschewing is forbidden. Eschewing is like pomegranates. No pomegranates. There will be no pomegranates in this classroom. Okay? Just to be clear about that. No pomegranates. Okay? Vincent's mom, have you recapped for everybody how you ran afoul of the rule on eschewing earlier? I hope so. I hope you feel appropriately abashed. Who are people around who decided to take a break, William? Yeah. What's going on with Countess? Oh, I don't have a fish overpopulation problem. You know, only 3 of the babies ended up surviving. I apparently do have a snail overpopulation problem. I've got a shit ton of these water snails now. I guess the snails bred. I don't know where they all came from. Let me see. I'll show you guys the tank. You can probably see all the little snails on the sides, along the top and stuff. There's just snails galore. I don't know. See if I can come from this angle more. Yeah, not really. It's hard to see in there. I can't really move the whole computer without meowing a lot of meows that I don't really feel like meowing, I guess. Um, but yeah, I got a big snail overpopulation problem now. I'm just hoping that Winston's mom's analogy, whatever it was, did not involve any eschewing. Oh my gosh. It's Kang, Can, Krish, Na, Sarma, Pagoo. Kang, Can, Krishna, Sarma, Pagoo. Have I mentioned that you remind me of a former student I had named Madison Sky Stefaniak Di Domenic Antonio? I probably have mentioned it before. Who's Tyler? Oh, Swift Eagles Tyler? Hi, Tyler. Oops. Can't get Chris Stone because of your name. Uh-oh. The cat's out of the bag. Don't worry. I'll forget it immediately. What was it? Skylar? Scott? Was it Scott? I think your name was Scott. Anyhow. Too many. Oh, don't worry, I'll forget your name. I don't know if they're those kind of snails, Countess. I don't think the French people eat these kind of snails. Maybe they do, though. I don't really know. Ken Krishna Sarmapagu. What were they about to say about you? Something really important. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about you until the meow and the meow. I don't know. There was something I was going to. I at one point affirmed, but have decided to eschew. Oh no! Oh no! I said it. I said eschew. Let's see. What was I going to say about King and Krishna Sarma Pagoo? Oh, right. I was talking about my former student that I had years ago, whose name was, and I shit you not, Madison Sky Stefaniak Di Domenic Antonio. Madison Sky Stefaniak Di Domenic Antonio. That's 15 syllables. That's 15 syllable name. That's pretty good. That beats Kang Krishna Sarma Pagoo, which is only 8 syllables. You know, UP Gardening Adventure, thank you for the advice. If I can find somebody who's got some puffer fish, I will yeah, I bet she looks exactly like you. Madison Sky Stefaniak Di Domenic Antonio. That's a lot of syllables. I think when they die, they will puff out, become floaty, and float to the shore. That's what pufferfish call heaven. No, No, the stream's not dying. It isn't dying, but pretty soon, I think I might be lying down. I'm feeling like maybe lying down. Don't worry, everybody. I'm perfectly capable of live streaming from the supine position. I believe that's called supine. Is this position called supine? I think so. Or is it just prone? Am I supine or prone? Shri Mati, Cry Parani, Kankana Krishna Sharma Pagu. That's your full name? Shri Mati, Cry Parani, Kankana Krishna Sharma Pagu? Shri Mati, Cry Parani, Kankana Krishna Sharma Pagu. You beat Madison Sky Stefani Victoria by one syllable. Kankan Krishna Sharma Pagu. I mean, Shri Mati, Cry Parani, Kankana Krishna Sharma Pagu. Oh, supine is lying face upwards. Well, my face is upwards. Am I supine as a consequence? What's prone? Face downwards? Who lies prone? Nobody lies prone, face downwards. If that's what that means. Does prone is face down? Yeah. Why would you lie prone? That's silly because you can't breathe if your face is in the pillow, and you can't very well live stream when you're prone. Ethan, are you tall and lanky like a host Eric, or are you more solid with shoulders like a Taylor? Good question, Winston's mom. Good question. Let's find out about Ethan's shoulders. Do you have shoulders, natural shoulders, or do you have to wear shoulder pads like me? I wear 1980s era women's shoulder pads to make my shoulders look more manly. Little known fact under here, this isn't really my shoulder, this is just a shoulder pad. So I got nice square shoulders like the ladies in the 1980s. They're a little thinner than Taylor's shoulders for sure. I'm not insecure about my shoulders. Don't worry, Winston's mom. I'm proud of my shoulders. I'm proud of my thin, rickety shoulders. They're good enough to hold both of my arms, one holds each arm. Otaku subculture. What's otaku subculture? Because, I'm into otaku main culture, but I've never heard of otaku subculture before. What's otaku? Is that what Japanese people call it when you have a conversation? What's otaku? I want to otaku with you. Or is that what it's called when Japanese people have tacos? Oh, it's Otaku Tuesday. I think it's a young person who's obsessed with tacos. I prefer my definition, so we're going to go with that one. You know what I need to do to make this more comfortable for myself? I'm going to tell you right now. I need to pop out that live chat. Let's pop it out. Go ahead, pop it out. Yeah, right. Let's move it over here where I don't have to turn my head that way so much. You see? It's important. I only want to turn my head that way a little bit, not a lot. This way, I don't even have to turn my head that way at all. Obsessive fanboy, huh? I don't want to be your obsessive fanboy. I don't want to be your otaku subculture. These are all interesting songs. I'm moving my top chat screen, my live chat screen around, trying to make it more well situated for my eyes. Okay, let's refresh your page. I've left the screen. I think I'm still here. I'm just in the dark now. I'm enjoying the darkness. Okay, let's see. What am I going to sing? I'm going to sing. I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm just singing. Okay? I'm going to sing a sleepy song. Sitting in a park in Paris, France, reading the news, and it sure looks bad. They won't give peace a chance. That was just a dream some of us had. Still a lot of lines to see, and I wouldn't want to stay here. It's too old and cold and settled in its ways here. Oh, but California, California, I'm coming home. I'm gonna see the folks I dig. I'll even kiss the sunset pig. California, I'm coming home. I met a redneck on a Grecian Isle. He did the goat dance very well. He gave me back my style, but he left my camera in a cell. Oh, the rogue, the red rogue. He put it on his legend stew, and I might have been on them there, but my heart cried out for you. California, California, I'm coming home. I'm gonna see the folks I dig. I'll even kiss a sunset pig. California, I'm coming home. Why am I singing like a cowboy? I don't know. You want a cowboy song? I'll sing you a cowboy song. Goes a little something like this. Cowboy song. Right, here you go. Cowboy song. No, that's not a cowboy song. No, I'm trying to remember the words to the song I'm trying to sing, which is the song called Boom-ba-dee-dee, 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 ba-dee-dee-dee, dum-ba-dee-dee, dum-ba-dee-dee, dum-ba-dee-dee. Blue shadows on the trail. Light wind blowing in the trees tonight. All of the doggies are in the corral. All of your work is done. So will you dream, oh dream, little girl? Dream on. Dream of boom-ba-dee-dee, 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 ba-dee-dee, dum-ba-dee-dee, 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 ba-dee-dee, dum. That was the song I was trying to remember. It was actually SI Battery Low, right? I couldn't remember how the song started or even what the words were. I can remember the bump-a-dee-dees, though. So eventually I just started the Bompadides, and then the words came to me once I started the Bompadides, Here's a nice song that I like to sing. I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. I know in the dawn you'll be gone. But tonight you belong to me. Way down by the stream, how sweet it will seem once more, just a dream in the moonlight. Just my honey, and I know in the dawn you'll be gone, you'll be gone. But tonight you belong to me, just to little old me. Wow, 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 wow. It's from The Jerk. That's where I know it from. It's sung by Steve Martin and Bernadette Peters. Bernadette Peters is one of the first actresses I remember thinking Bert was attractive, like feeling attracted to. Like, God, that lady's pretty. Yeah, I always fell in love with Bernadette Peters in every movie she was in. Anyway, that's a good song, a really good song. I like it a lot. It makes me want to sing another song now. What do I want to sing? What's a song I almost never sing before? Let me think. Well, I know a song that I have sung before, but very rarely, and I'm curious to sing it again. All right, here we go. I'm going to cough first just to make it better singing. This is a song I used to sing when I was in the Pasadena Boys Choir when I was but a wee lad. When I was but a wee lad, I used to sing this song in the Pasadena Boys Choir. Here we go. And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountain green? And was the holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? And did the countenance divine shine forth on clouded hills? And was Jerusalem builded here among those dark satanic mills. Bring me my bow of burning gold. Bring me my arrows of desire. Bring me my spear, oh clouds unfold. Bring me my chariot of fire. Nor I will not cease from men to fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land. Boy, that really brings me back. I gotta tell you, that really brings me back. I remember singing that song in choir, in boys' choir, many, many years ago. I can still feel the melody in me from so many years ago. We practiced that song. I sang that song so many times when I was a kid. You know, it's like, it was one of my favorite ones, actually. It was one of my favorite songs that we sang. I always liked it. It's funny because I remember the melody so well, you know? It's such a noble song. I like it. It's a good song. I think I'm gonna get up and have a cigarette now. So can you guys chat amongst yourselves for a little while? Oh, that was satisfying singing that song. It really brought me back to my boys' choir days. It's so okay, so that's not an acceptable. That's not an acceptable. Absolutely, Hambone. But I tell you so, that's not an acceptable answer to my question. You're supposed to FE along with me, okay? Don't FE fight me. I gotta smoke a cigarette. Jerusalem is stirring in my heart. There goes another non-alcoholic beer. Delicious. Crack a bottle. I should have gotten from inside the house. I should have gotten one of my new kinds of non-alcoholic beers. I got a new kind I've never tried before. They're all the way in the house, though. Oh, and the cool thing about non-alcoholic beers, they even make you like kind of fake drunk, like they make you burp and feel all bloated and stuff, like regular beer does, and then you kind of stagger around just in the bloatedness, you know. Well, I started building Jerusalem here in England's Green and Pleasant Hills, but I kind of ran out of energy. I got like 3 bricks put down, which really isn't that good. Okay. Rachel and I can have a queen bed, and the rest of you can have this monstrosity called an emperor bed. It's just a big round bed that you all sleep on together. It does make you feel drunk, kind of a little bit. Not exactly drunk. It makes you feel like bloated and full, basically. I mean, this is very beer-like non-alcoholic beer, this Klaus Holder. It's the most beer-like of them all. It really tastes like beer. It's quite impressive. Yeah. The butler's not actually a butler. He's just a guy named Butler. So that can be confusing. People are always giving him orders, and he's kind of a nice guy, so he's got a lot of FE. That's just doing. One time, he was hanging out with us for 2 full weeks, and nobody realized he wasn't the butler. Yeah. That's why you shouldn't name your kid Butler. Well, he does insist his name's pronounced Butler, but nobody will pronounce him that way. So, oh, what time is it? 8:30? Gosh, it's late. It's surely coming up on bedtime pretty soon. 8:30, huh? It's not really that late, but it feels late, doesn't it? It feels pretty late, 8:30. Well, I don't have any Adderall right now, so you know, a multi-level bed pit. I like it. I like it. I like the idea. I think the bed pit would always get filled up with pillows, though. I became an old man like the day I was born regarding that stuff. When I'm not on any kind of Adderall, I tend to be on like a 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. thing after a while. I get kind of like that kind of schedule. Maybe I get up a little earlier than that, but then I have to take a nap during the day. You know, my basic theory is that ENTPs naturally don't have a lot of energy, basically. That being an ENTP is naturally energy consuming. Like just being me right now, I'm talking, singing, talking, right? Obviously, it's not the same as like working, it's not like digging a hole in the ground or something, but always trying to reach out around you for new ideas all the time and stuff. It's a fairly high energy way of being, I think. And so I need a lot of I need a lot of sleepy times. I need a lot of sleepy times, but I'm not very good at sleepy times. If you get the FE going and I'm up in the mix of some sort of party time or whatever, I'll just ignore that SI. So it's like this is for ENFP or ENTP. It's the same, I think. It's, we need a lot of sleep. We need a lot of rest because we can't sustain energy for very long. If you take Adderall, then you can kind of sustain it for a long time, but you got to catch up at the end. You can't, you can borrow money from the time bank like that, but you got to pay it back. And the thing is, when I stop taking the Adderall, then I go into full on sleep mode and I'll just sleep my ass off, You got to get it back or else I don't know what happens, but I have to get it back anyway. Right now, I still feel like I'm kind of getting it back. I'm getting back lost sleep and lost ontological comfort from all the years before I got with Rachel when I was with wrong people and it was stressful and it was meow and meow, My life now is remarkably less jarring, ontologically jarring. And so it's like I feel like I can really rest for the first time in some sense. And I really enjoy it. It's nice resting. I just kind of just go, yeah, resty times. I close my eyes. I imagine myself. I have these like magical worlds I go to when I start going to sleep at night. I've got a couple different ones that I go visit. Basically, they're pretend worlds from a long time back. I've got a lot of different worlds that I go to visit when I'm going to bed at night. Basically, pretend lands, And then before I know it, I'm asleep. And I like sports, Ethan. I like sports. I watch sports. I play sports. I mean, I don't really play sports anymore, but I ride my bike. I'm pretty good with the old riding the old bicycle. I got a good bicycle too, so I make some distance fast. I got a very tall, good bicycle because I'm a tall guy. I weigh very little, so I can travel a good distance pretty quickly on a bicycle. Uh-oh. If I watch sports, I'm not part of Intuitives. I do. I watch sports. I like watching sports. I want to go to a past life regression session. I want to know what happened in my past lives. Yeah, Rebecca Talevi. We're going to have a meetup one of these days for sure. Soon enough. You just got to let me figure out my situation here. I kind of got to talk to my dad, I guess. Like I got to figure out what's going on here. I got to figure out what I'm doing. I don't really want to get a job, I don't want to get a real job. I might have to. I might not. I probably don't really have to if I can sort of finagle shit a little bit. I don't know. Now you're making me think TE stuff and I hate it. Yeah. I don't like TE. TE sucks ass. Yeah, I like college football a lot. College football is my favorite sport. No TE at bedtime. Thank you, Octavia Silva. I appreciate that. That's got to be on the wall here somewhere. No TE at bedtime. And then in parentheses, or any other time. No TE at bedtime is right, for sure. That's a bedtime story nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear a TE bedtime story. And that's how they learned their lesson. Oh, great. Great. Yeah, TE bedtime stories always teach a lesson. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for teaching me that if I don't listen to you, I'll be eaten by a bear. This is what I needed to learn tonight. I needed to learn that I was at risk of being eaten by a bear all the time. Yeah? Can you hear me? Oh, I see what the problem is. Never mind. Yeah, you could hear me. Fine. Okay, you're fine, everybody. Everybody's fine. Everybody stop panicking. You're fine. I wouldn't mind shooting something at something. That'd be fine. Like shooting a bow and arrow at a target. That'd be fine. I went bow and arrow shooting with Cameron one time. Cameron has bow and arrow. And I accidentally knocked my camera out of the tree with my arrow that I shot. I'm not really a very good shooter of things. I think that's fair to say. It's not my strong suit. Well, there's a archery like it's like a course in Pasadena under Suicide Bridge, and you can like run along the course, and then in various spots there's like a spot where you stand, and there's like a hay bale over there with a target on it, right? Well, we didn't go along the course. We just went to one of the spots and took some. So anyway, we were we were we went there to shoot the arrows into the thing. Goodbye, Noah McFarlane. And I wasn't very good at shooting the arrows. I put the phone up in the tree above the hay bale, right? And then I went back to shoot at the hay bale, and I ended up hitting the tree above it near the phone and knocking the phone out of the tree. But it was fine. What are the skull experiments? I'm curious. I'm gonna have to Google that now. Yeah, I don't like purposeful action. Purposeful action is my least favorite form of action. I like my action like I like my women, nice and purposeless. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I don't know Ken Christian Simon Pagoo. If it involves mediums in a dark basement, I got my doubts. The lights came on. The lights are on in here, sort of. They're just, you know, just kind of meowing me. All right, let's experiment. I want to experiment too. I agree, but I use FI and TE, so apparently I'm biased. All right, cool. Ken Christian Simon Pagoo. When you come to the USA to visit your aunt, I want you to come visit me and Rachel for sure. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see you. And we will have experiments with talking to people beyond the grave and all your fun stuff that you want to do. That sounds fun. As long as it doesn't get, black magic-y, I don't want to get any of that stuff. Yes, she is. Real talk. Real talk, CJ O'Connell. What are we talking about that's real? You're not sure where to take it from here? Real talk. It is maybe it's magically racist, but I just don't want to run afoul of my, I guess you'd say, Christian core. Yeah. I'm fairly open-minded about things. I don't necessarily think everything's bad that's sort of adds on or whatever, but you guys get what I'm saying. Just being careful, just erring on the side of caution, making sure we don't get any evil up in the mix. I'm opposed to evil, I think evil's bad. That's my position on evil. I'm opposed to it. I think it's bad. Why everyone's pushing for the putting for a meetup. Yeah, it will have. Okay, let me talk to Rachel. Give me a week or two, okay, to think about scheduling this thing, and we'll schedule one. Okay, we'll schedule probably for, I don't know, Vegas. I would guess. How is Rachel in her camp? You mean how's Rachel's camp for Rachel? I mean, it's silly, is what it is. She shouldn't be in this place because it's like it's not suitable for her, really. But it's fine. She likes, she likes it okay. She doesn't have to go every day, so that's nice. I mean, she doesn't have to go at all, but whatever. I like to hear her stories from camp. Yeah, Vegas is cheap to fly to. That's true. I mean, I see bigotry as an attachment to a simplistic reduction, that's not meaningful. It's like I can't handle the reality that individual people are individuals first and foremost. So I'm going to pick a group that I'll make like the enemy group, and then I'll just be like, I don't like those people, and you know, It's pretty difficult to be that way in the modern age, though, especially if you're a YouTuber. It's like, look at all the different kinds of people around here. Lots of different kinds of people. I'm Hawaiian. My name's looky, Lou. And like Octavia Silva, he's an Eskimo. Countess is an Orange County housewife. Bigotry is the fear of the unknown, and if you fear the unknown, it's easier to think you are better than the others. Historically, you stay safer if you stay away from others. I mean, I really just think it's fear of ambiguity more than anything else. It's like, I'd rather be certain and wrong than have less certainty and be right. People really get attached to certainty. I am getting sleepy. It's big yawns for that, Eric. I'm bluer. Winston's mom, I am. I'm bluer. Okay? I'm way bluer. I'm the bluest one. Everybody can see how blue I am. Right. I'm reverting to being a baby increasingly, I think. Normally, you wouldn't expect me to revert to being a baby till I was like 85 years old or 90 years old or something. I'm feeling such like a baby these days. You've been to Iceland? I always wanted to go to Iceland. I hear they have too many continents. That's where extra continents go where they're not needed. Right in my sleeping ritual. I don't normally live stream it, but right. Right. Good one, Eric Moore. I like that. That's a good one. That's not really part of my sleeping ritual. Usually it's sort of unrelated to sleeping. Sometimes it is, depends, you know. Colloidal silver. I know about that craziness. The real question that Winston's mom is, did he die of the colloidal silver ingestion? The answer to that is we're not sure. Ooh, I got so many big yawns today. How many big yawns do you think there have been for little Eric tonight? 5, 10, 50, 100? A lot. Yawning makes my nose run. Yeah, I think Smurfette lays a bunch of eggs, and then all the different Smurfs go and squirt a little bit of jizz on one of them. Each Smurf squirts just a little bit of jizz on one of Smurfette's eggs. That's how it works. Drive west on Sunset to the sea. Turn that jungle music down just until you're out of town. Cry Purani, Kankana, Krishna, Kashyap, Sharma Bagu, you're Kashyap. Everybody knows how Kashyap you are. Here come those Santa Ana winds again. Oh. Cry Parani, Kankana Krishna, Kashyap, Sharma Pagu. That's how you say your name. I nailed it. First try. Nailed it. Right on the nose. That's how you say it in India. That's why I got a job teaching people how to speak Indian. Can any type be a loner or sometimes more prone to being loners? Well, Rebecca Talibi, I'd say any type could be a loner. It really depends a lot on the people around you. You know, you might call me a loner nowadays. The only person I talk to in real life, really. I mean, I got my dad. I talk to my daughter once in a while. And when did I ever say you can't be an idiot to be the McDonald's? I never said that. You're the one who keeps saying that shit. Higgledy Piggledy. That's my name. Higgledy Piggledy. It's my game. I did a rap called Higgledy Piggledy. He might be referencing that. I don't know. If he's not, it's funny because I actually do have a rap song called Higgledy Piggledy. Rebecca, the thing is, this is where I get most of my socializing, is doing live streams. And for some people, you know, it's a good way to socialize. It allows people to interact and be part of a community without putting themselves out there that much, you know? It's like I see Cameron every once in a while, but I used to have quote unquote IRL friends. Now the closest person to me is Rachel, and she's thousands of miles away. I would say don't undervalue what companionship you can find remotely in general. But yeah, people need connections, and there are a lot of people in the world who have inadequate connection. Prior to starting talking with famous people, I had dramatically inadequate connection with people. And I didn't even know it. But I was able to interact. Uh, he didn't turn silver, he turned blue, Horse Mumbler. Okay. He turned blue. So I'm familiar with the story too. The point is, when I think of people being loners or lonely, especially, it makes me very sad. And, you know, I want those people to be here and have that loneliness assuaged. At the same time, I think it would be unwise to issue loneliness and oh no, I did it again. I said issue. God, I should never have made that rule. Just joking. I think it would be a mistake to eschew solitude entirely. Certainly. One of the problems that people who are alone or lonely have is that, you know, to some extent, we build our self concept out of our interactions with other people. And so, it's important to have some of those interactions, right? Where, yes, that is an exception. And when you may eschew eschewing, that's fine. Yeah. I hope for people who are lonely or loners or whatever, if they find their way here, that they find solace in this, that it provides them some sense of okayness, that there's a community at least who knows who they are and recognizes their name and talks to them when they ask a question here. So I'm in the same boat. I was very lonely before talking with famous people, and I didn't know it. Thanks, Cambone. That's very kind of you to say. Uh, and I owe it to all the people on YouTube as to why I'm not lonely anymore. It's like I'm not lonely because I found all of you people basically, and it's like talking with famous people on YouTube got me my girlfriend. It's like how I would never have gotten my girlfriend if it weren't for this channel. So I'm very grateful for YouTube. It's like I owe YouTube for Rachel Apolosa. Bitterness doesn't necessarily have to accompany loneliness, but I would say that a lack of confidence tends to accompany loneliness. And that can make for a bad kind of positive feedback loop, you know what I'm saying? Serious things, serious feelings, feeling alone, feeling sad, or feeling not attended to. Of course, Rebecca. Of course. Um, those things are important, and yeah. What are you getting rid of? Bitterness? Oh. Good night, Rachel Apolosa. I love you. I love you so much. So many different colors of hearts as well. I have all the different colors of hearts, including mauve and puce. Did anyone say cerulean the other day? This is when we were talking colors. Did anyone say cerulean? I thought that in the car the other night. Last night, maybe. I thought. I don't think anybody said that. I believe it's a shade of colors. A shade of blue, I mean. That's a lot of good nights, Rachel. You're getting some love there. That's good. I appreciate that. Yes, cerulean is a color. Okay, so I want to toss that one on there on the on the color pile. Oh yeah, Ghost Rider. Well, if you can find the right guy, I'm pretty sure you're a chick. I know I've asked you this before. uh, you can find the right guy. Oh yeah, you said bad boyfriends. Okay. Um, you need to find somebody who unconditionally loves you. Hambone, I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming back and conceding on the important question about whether tortilla is a color or not. I really do. Everybody needs unconditional love, real unconditional love, not bullshit, you know? Where you really like, oh my God, I unconditionally love this person. That doesn't mean it's actually unconditional, of course. You can always destroy something, it's possible to destroy something. But assuming that neither party is going to destroy it, and that's what people need in life. They need unconditional love. People deserve it, you know? Everybody deserves to be unconditionally loved. That doesn't mean you can't destroy something, right? That's not what unconditional love means. Ghost Rider, you can't. This is a myth that people are talk about all the time in the world. I don't believe it. Where they're like, you got to fix yourself before you can be good enough for somebody else. Bullshit. The two right people will fix each other. That's what I think. Two right people will fix each other. You could also, Ghost Rider, you could take a Countess or Eric approach, which is every time you feel angry, just yell at somebody. Countess, how's that working for you? It's working fine for me. I know that you and I are kindred spirits when I didn't call you an ESTP, Ethan McDonald. You called yourself an ESTP. You were asking me if you were an ISTP, and you were asking me if you passed the NE polar test, can you be an ISTP? And I said, no, you can't be. You're the one who presented ESTP as the other option, not me. Jeez. Or you P gardening adventure. You use the yellow people approach as well. That's good. I'm a big believer in the somebody's getting my foot up their ass, you know, that kind of thing. If I'm mad, someone's getting their foot up my ass. But you know, sometimes I don't successfully get it up there, and then I'm gonna be still mad, you know. I do not yell at the cat ever. I love my cat. I always speak very kindly to my cat. I like to praise my cat. You might think maybe some people can accuse me of praising my cat too much, that I'm giving my cat a big head, that she's getting an inflated kitty ego. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't mind. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about my kitty getting an inflated kitty ego. My cat definitely is unique, Rebecca. My cat is a kitty pageant winner. I yell at various people when they deserve it, you know. I try not to yell at people who don't deserve it. Most people seem to deserve an occasional yelling at, including me. I get yelled at sometimes. My dad yells at me. Sometimes I yell at my dad too, so he gets yelled at sometimes too. Okay. Well, that's what I said. That's what I meant. You don't exactly sound like an NTP to me. I suggest ESTP as a possibility. Aren't you the one who came in and said ISTP though? You came in and said you thought you might be an ISTP, but you passed the NE test. So that's why I suggested ESTP. People fear being alone more than being stuck in poor relationships. Well, I mean, it's difficult to find the right. It's difficult to find the right person. You know, it just is. It's not easy to find the right person. I'm 48 years old, and I've finally found the right person. She's 35, and she finally found the right person. You know, that doesn't happen instantly. You know, am I really Socrates? I hope I'm not really Socrates because Socrates never wrote anything down, and I don't approve of that. I'm sorry. I don't approve of not writing things down. I like having a record of things, so I can't be Socrates as a consequence. If you want, maybe I could be Plato, but I don't know. I could also just be host Eric, which would be fine. I don't need to be a famous old Greek guy. It's like, really, Socrates, what do you think you were pulling off there by not writing anything down? You think you helped in some fashion? No, that's just being lazy. See, I'm writing all this down by live streaming. You see, it's recording it for me automatically. Therefore, I get credit for writing it down. Maybe Socrates was just lazy. That's all. Maybe he didn't really have an opposition to writing things down. Maybe he was just telling that story because he was lazy. That makes some sense. It always surprises me when somebody gets offended by something weird. Like earlier, I made my joke about lump meat angel cake. Some Amphionic Catholic guy got mad at me about it. I was like, come on now. That's hilarious. Eric, at least physiologically, looks like Socrates. Socrates probably needs to be. Yeah, probably. Socrates was a great bit meatier. A great bit meatier. Oh, this you can't see anything except my knee. A lot of people looking to get offended these days. A lot of important ferret talk going on here. Let's see. We got to keep ferrets running the roads of the world. Okay. Your brother-in-law's an ENTP? That's cool. Is he cool? Or is he a dork? I hear ENTPs are kind of dorky. They can eat the bones of a small animal. You know, my dog Lacey used to eat chicken bones. Just chew them all up and swallow them. He's a lawyer, huh? That sounds like some sort of ENTP job. Lawyers. I remember the time I went to the neighbor's house when I lived in Laverne, and I was yelling at her, and she says, "I feel threatened." And I said to her, "Good for you. It doesn't matter if you feel threatened because I made no threat." And she was just absolutely flabbergasted. She had never heard that before. Like, it had always worked for her before to say, "I feel threatened." Until I pointed out, "Good for you. Feel whatever you want. I didn't make any threat. So it doesn't matter what you feel." You know, feel threatened. Well, I feel like making threats, but you don't see me doing it. I don't, Ethan. I try not to act with too much semblance of normality. A little bit, though, I agree. A little semblance is fine. If you're sprinkling semblance, add an extra pinch of semblance here and there is fine. Semblance of normality. Normal things up by about 8%. 3-wing 4, huh? Well, that would make you a high achiever. It's 9:30. I think you know what that means. You see, guys, I've put in a full day's work today of live streaming. I really have. I've put in, I'm sure, about 8 hours of live streaming. That's pretty good. Okay. Now, some people in the world might not think this counts as work, but those people are wrong. Those people are wrong. This is work. I'm working hard. I may not get paid for it or anything, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. Okay. There's more important things in life than money. It's work because I feel like I've gotten something done today. I got a lot more done today than if I hadn't live streamed for 8 hours. That's for sure. But I hadn't live streamed for 8 hours. Thanks, Hambone. Hey, now it really is work. Now it's really work. I'm going to get like $1 of that. So for sure it's work. Thank you, Hambone. You're the best around. Nothing ever going to bring you down. I usually only sing that song to Rachel. More like 12 cents an hour probably, but that's fine. That's fine. That's good money. That's worth it. Are you kidding me? It's totally worth it. One of the problems with my live streams is none of them ever are monetizable, so I don't ever get any ad revenue from them. That's fine. I don't know why they do that. They just don't like me. That's okay. I don't mind being disliked by YouTube. It's fine. Whatever. That's just my life. Anyway, I put in a long day's work here, and I finally got paid by Ambrose here at the end. So I think it's time for me to go to bed. I think the live stream earlier was a good one. I might watch that live stream as I go to bed. Probably better than this one, I think. This one's not terrible, maybe, but Ethan. Ooh. Are you bringing your sassy hands? Are you waving your sassy hands at Countess? That's pretty sassy. Pretty sassy. Okay, so anyway, good night, sweetheart, because it's time to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. I love you all. You're the best. If you're going to bed right now, or you go to sleep, go remember to yourself, you know what? I'm going to sleep well tonight because I know host Eric loves me. Good night, everybody. I love you.